Awesome. Hello Year 9. Welcome to your second lesson about peace and conflict. Today we will be looking at the just war theory, as you can see from this beautifully presented slide. Lovely. So what is the just war theory? This is what's going to be your next chapter in your little booklet, if you remember we were making a booklet. And do you agree with the theory of a just war theory? What are the advantages of the theory? What are the disadvantages of the theory? What do you think? What do you reckon? And hopefully there's a little by the end of the lesson bit that you can read if you like. It's just there, isn't it, on your screen? So I'm not gonna patronise you. But hopefully, as always, we're looking to evaluate and compare these opinions that we're going to look at. So this is your chapter, the just war theory, and we're going to try and answer these questions. We're going to answer 1, 2 and 3. What are the 7 things needed, 7 criteria for a just war? Who came up with the theory, and why might some Christians agree with it? And there's some able and talented / stretch and challenge / extension tasks, whatever you want to call it there. Can you think of a modern war that meets all 7 of a just war? Which one, why? Some independent research opportunities for those of you really pushing yourselves. Maybe you could write a poem or a rap that explains what the just war theory is and when it is a just war. I've written a rap about the just war theory, which I'll put on a separate video. It's really, really good. And the third option there is that statement, there is no such thing as a just war. That's what my housemate told me today. No such thing, Dave. Don't worry about it. Oh, Mr. Few. Obviously, he doesn't call me Mr. Few because that would be weird because he's my housemate, not a student. And do you agree with that statement? So you're going to write 2 paragraphs if you want to do that one. Here's reasons I do agree. Here's reasons why someone might disagree with me. And here's a conclusion. That's the evaluation, right? Here's my opinion and reasons for it. Here's somebody else's opinion and reasons for it. And why someone might disagree with me. If there's time on this video, I might show you what I mean by doing an example all of my very own, exhibiting my best touch typing skills. Can war ever be justified? That's what we're looking at today. Now, the word justified means, can it be the right thing to do? Is war ever the right thing, the right course of action? So just take a moment, pause this video. If you had 5 rules that made that if those 5 things were present, war would be the right thing to do, what would be those 5 things? Just take a moment to note down on a scrap piece of paper, if I was in charge of an army, what would be the 5 reasons which, if they were met, yeah, war's a good thing? Might be, give you one example, might be can't kill civilians. Okay, pause the video. Go on, do the work. Right, let's move on. Quite often, those 5 rules are similar things to the just war theory, which I'll now move on to. So we're answering that question, who came up with the just war theory? The theory that war is sometimes a good thing. Interestingly, the people who came up with this theory was a guy called Augustine, who's now called Saint Augustine, especially by the Catholic Church. He came up with the just war theory, and it outlines conditions under which Christians would say, yes, war is the correct course of action in this case. And then St. Thomas Aquinas, this picture of him at the bottom there, added to that list. And then later the United Nations added to that. Watch this space for the next lesson, which will be about the United Nations. It's interesting, you might say. Mr. Few, it's interesting that one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not kill. And yet you've got this saint saying, well, actually, under these conditions, yeah, you can kill. You can kill quite a lot if those conditions are met. And here they are. The first one. The war must be fought for a just cause. There has to be a just or moral reason. What is morality? Is the idea of right and wrong. So there must be a good, right reason, such as defending a nation from attack or stopping a dictator from harming his people. Must be a just cause for going to war. Secondly, the war must be fought by the proper authority. Sorry, I'm rushing a bit. If I'm rushing, just pause it. That first thing should go in your booklet. 7 things make up the just war theory. Should be in your booklet. Number 1 was a just cause. Well done for listening. Yeah. The second one must be fought by the proper authority, as in like a government or the United Nations. It can't just be a bunch of mates deciding, no, we don't like them, they wear their hair funny, let's kill a lot of them. That's not part of the just war theory. It's hairist. That example, straight up hairist. 3, must be fought with the right intention. The right intention. So to restore peace, that's the correct intention. A war can be fought if it is believed that it would prevent a greater evil. So war is the lesser of 2 evils. So many say the Second World War, there's a picture of Hitler there and a Jewish person being bullied, persecuted by a Nazi soldier. Most people say that it was the lesser of 2 evils to fight and kill German Nazis because they wanted to rule the world and kill all the Jews, and that's obviously really bad and racist. And so the lesser of 2 evils was to kill those people who were going to do that thing. They're both evil, but one of them is less evil than the other. That makes sense? So it's the right intention to restore peace. Some of you historians out there might be saying to me, but sir, there's more than just that way of reading the Second World War. It wasn't just about goodies versus baddies. It was about 2 empires fighting each other. Yeah, you historians, always complicating things. If I'm going too fast, just pause the video. That's the joy of this, isn't it? Like, if we're teaching in the class, maybe I'm off on one and you're like, what is he talking about? Well, in this way, you can just pause the video. It's mint. Number 4 should be going in your booklet. What's the just war theory? A war is just if it is a last resort. You've tried talking, you've tried unpicking everything. All non-violent means of solving the conflict must have been tried and failed before you turn to war. So you must have tried, well, look, if we give you this bit of land, we take that bit of land, you know, we can compromise and we don't have to kill each other. And if you've tried that and the person's like, no, I want your whole country, go away, then it's a bit like, well, okay, how about we find it this way? And there's no negotiations are working, then okay, it's a last resort. Got to use the war card. There must be a reasonable chance of success, number 5, because why? There's no point trying, is there? No point trying to go to war if you know you're going to lose and all your soldiers are going to die. It's just a horrible waste of life, isn't it? So let's not do that. You can't go to war and waste the lives of brave soldiers for something which you have very little chance of winning. Yeah, lives will be wasted. There must be, number 6, controlled violence. You must avoid killing civilians. So every effort must be made to make sure that as little violence as possible is used to achieve victory, and methods should avoid killing civilians. Some very depressing statistics there. These are that's some statistics from the Syrian civil war, which still continues, although it's fallen out of the news, doesn't it? And you can see that Daesh is extremist Islamic groups there contribute to 9.04% of the deaths in Syria, but actually the main source of deaths was Syrian regime forces. So it was the person who ruled Syria, General Assad, killed loads of his own civilian population, did really shocking things like packing barrels full of explosives and dropping them on civilian areas, you know, not even military targets, just to reign of terror. You might have heard that phrase, to rule through fear. And that is not part of the just war theory, obviously, because he is killing civilians. It's sort of state terrorism, you might call it that. And that's a picture of a young lad from Palestine throwing a stone at a tank. Now, I don't know if you know about the history of Israel and Palestine. It's very complicated. I may do a video on it later. But many people would say that the civilian death toll in Palestine is inexcusable. And similarly, Palestinians in the past have targeted Israelis in bus bombings and rocket attacks and things, and both sides have killed civilians. So we could also say that's not a just war. The force used in the war must be proportional, number 7. It would not be proportional to drop a nuclear weapon on a small country for invading a small island. You know, like, that's just totally out of control, isn't it? If you've got like a small army of 1,000 people who go and take over an island by force of arms, just to drop a nuke on that island, just blow it all up, get rid of all of it. They can just I just don't like any of them. That would not be proportional and would not meet the just war theory. There you go. We've got those 7 things of a just war theory. We've got jail sap. That's how I remember it. Must have a just cause, proper authority, must have the right intention, last resort, L, chance of success, S, must avoid civilian casualties, A, and be proportionate, P. Oh, I did that without even looking at the PowerPoint over here on my other screen. It's clever, isn't it? Because I remembered it. So, can you think of a poem or a rap that would help you remember the just war theory? Stay tuned to check out Mr. Fuse next level rap. I might put on a cap in it and be like, Brrr! Just to make you cringe while you're in your living rooms or studies or wherever you're watching this. Maybe you're just watching on your phone, who knows. So, hopefully you are already ready, even though we're only just short of 12 minutes into this video, to tell me what are the 7 things needed for a just war. You must explain each one. I don't just want a list of like, number 1, just cause. Doesn't mean anything, does it? You got to explain each one in your own words. Don't be skipping back in the video and just copying what I've written. Own words, please. That's how you learn, because you take information in and you transform it, and then it goes out the other side, and that's how your brain holds on to information. It's when you're engaged in the creative process of transforming it, personalising it. Education, eh? Who came up with the theory? Should be able to answer that. That's right. It was St. Augustus and St. Aquinas, wasn't it? And the United Nations added to it. So why might some Christians agree with it? Well, I'm glad you ask. Since we're only 12 minutes in, let's do a quick example of a nice evaluation question. I know you're excited. You're very excited. Why might some Christians... So what we do with an evaluation question is we're going to start with an opinion, aren't we? Yes, Mr. Few, we are going to start with opinion.
Hey guys, sorry that my camera wasn't working for this video. I'm not gonna patronise you by reading out this example of an evaluation question. It's there on your screens. Have a read for yourselves. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm aware I am particularly hyperactive. Do you like how well organised my office is? It's slightly chaotic, isn't it? Look, there's a picture of my gran when she was a child. Oh, there. Fascinating. Stay well.
If one of you wrote that, I'd give you so many stickers. Oh my days, so many stickers. Stamps just coming out of your ears. Whoa, so many praise postcards home would be out of control. Thank you very much for putting up with me for the best part of 20 minutes. I hope that was interesting to you, the idea that sometimes war can be justified. You should have in your booklet who made it, what Christians might think about it, and what it is, what the 7 things are that make up a just war, and to finally, you can pick 3 of these to complete. Any part of this particularly interesting? What might you have learnt more if? Anything you were surprised by? You get the picture. I wish you well. Stay well, go well, be well, and hope you and your family are all doing tickety-boo. Bye!